My name is Hal Thaut, Hastings College class 1967.
And my name is Bette Thaut, class of 68. And this is our Crimson Connection. Hastings College holds a very special place for us because that's where we first met and dated and engaged and later married. The story of how we met is kind of fun. This was back in the days when the college had their school dances in the student union. And so all the students would gather over there in the evening. And I went over with a couple of my girlfriends to the big dance that night. And I had spotted this guy around campus that I thought was kind of cute. And lo and behold, he was there with a couple of his friends.
And his name was Fred Smith?
Wasn't you?
Yeah.
No, it was
right.
you. And so he came up to me and he said, if I pay your way into the dance, will you dance with me? And I thought to myself, that's a new line. I've never heard that one. And so I said, sure. We got up to the place where you buy the tickets, and I was standing there, and he reached in his pockets and had no money. And so I reached into my pockets and took out enough to get us in the dance. And I reminded him of that a couple times, but then he likes to frequently remind me that this was probably the most expensive dance he ever attended because it's cost him a great deal in the years to follow.
For me professionally, it really did open the door to medical school for me. The science department, biology and chemistry departments were very strong. And when I had a personal interview at the medical school with Dr. Mary Jo Hinn, she told me that in her experience that she always felt that any student coming through the Hastings College Science Department with a recommendation was going to be a good candidate for medical school, and she wasn't saying that to be patronizing. I think the science departments have always been strong. So it opened the door for me for medical school, and I was well prepared. I went into a class with undergraduates from Harvard and Baylor and other prestigious schools, and I was wondering if I was going to be able to compete, but I found out that I was very well prepared. And I'm always grateful to Hastings for the individual instruction, the encouragement. I mean, I wasn't sure I could do all that, but they reassured me I could, and I'm always grateful for that.
I was an English major and loved the English department and went into teaching, and I was able to get a job in Omaha in the West Side school system. And I had graduated from West Side 4 years before that, I guess. And it was a very large class, a large school, and coming to Hastings College was a wonderful experience for me because the classes were small. You know the professors. It was a wonderful give and take between students and staff. And it also, Hastings College opened up a whole new world of extracurricular activities on campus. Clubs, organizations. I was yearbook editor. I worked on the Collegian, the newspaper. I was in a number of, active in a sorority and a number of different outlets where you could gain some leadership skills and really gain confidence in going out into the world. And I think Hastings College really helped me with that. One of my favorite memories is in the spring every year, the Honors Assembly recognizes the who's who at Hastings College and presents the Bronco Award. And as usually the outgoing yearbook editor would present the award back when we were there. Well, the outgoing yearbook editor was a senior, and so as a junior and the incoming yearbook editor, it was my responsibility to present the award. And so I was on stage there, read the names of the who's who people, and then it was time to make the presentation of the 1967 Bronco Award, and lo and behold, I'm reading it, and I'm to present it to my fiance. So I had the special privilege that year of greeting him on the stage, and I think there's a picture in the yearbook of, did I give you a little peck on the cheek maybe or something?
I hope not, but I think you did.
Well, here we are 40-some years after graduation, and we're still enthusiastic about Hastings College, and it all goes back to the connection, the friendships, the memories, the wonderful educational opportunities that we had clear back when we first started there. And as we've talked about, Hastings College keeps weaving itself in and out of our lives, and now our children live in, our daughter and her family live in Hastings, 3 blocks from the campus. Our son-in-law is a Hastings College graduate, our daughter's a Hastings College graduate. We hope someday maybe one of the grandchildren or all 3 of them will be Hastings College graduates. And it's just a very strong connection and something that we feel very strongly about, that it's a good place, has good values, and we feel very blessed to have been associated with it.
It provides the one-on-one relationships with the faculty that really allowed me to see the world in a different way. And I remember on a Friday noon eating in downtown Hastings, and a gentleman walked into the diner, and I heard him say something about the president, and that was the day that President Kennedy had been assassinated in Dallas. And I quickly finished lunch and went back out to the campus, even though I didn't have any classes, because I just didn't know what else to do. It was such a time of turmoil. And I went out to the Union to try to watch TV for a while. And then one of the professors, Dr. McFerrin, who was chairman of the history department, engaged in just some one-on-one conversation to try and give me some perspective on what this is really possibly going to mean, because he was seeing it through the eyes of an historian. And I remember that to this day, that even that I was not a history major, here I was visiting with the chairman of the Department of History about such a monumental day in our nation's history. And Hastings afforded me the chance to see the world in larger terms. Great professors, and they're so close to you physically and educationally that you can't help but gain so much from their knowledge.